What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. President Trump last night said he would not sign the omnibus bill. That included a $900 billion stimulus package and a $1.4 trillion government funding bill. Earlier today, President Trump vetoed the National Defense Act, the NDAA, and reports indicate that President Trump might veto the omnibus bill and the stimulus package, not this week, but next week, probably next Monday. That is the time frame that he has to do it. Everything that we are hearing right now is not great for the American people, but this is what we know. Kevin McCarthy stated earlier today that there will not be a unanimous decision, a unanimous consensus to pass a $2,000 stimulus check in the House. He said he will not go against President Trump. This means Nancy Pelosi and Democrats are left figuring out their next move. Right now, it's not great. The decisions, the options that we have right now are not great. Now, here's what we know. First, Congress has gone home. They went home. They, at least most of them, they're going to spend their, family time, for Christmas and, Christmas Eve. Possibly they're going to try to get to New Year's. Chances are that's not going to happen. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. The next day is Christmas Day. So we know nothing's going to get done on Christmas Day. Absolutely nothing. Christmas Day falls on a Friday. Well, that's great if we, are normal working people and we get Friday off and we get Saturday off, we get Sunday off, we get a 3-day weekend. Everyone's excited. But for Congress, that's not good because we know that they will most likely just take Saturday and Sunday off as well. They're not going to get anything done on those 2 days either. So we have tomorrow to get something done or today. Today is going to be the best day. Tomorrow, probably not a lot's going to happen, especially not in the later afternoon. If something happens in the morning, great, but the likelihood of that happening at this point are very small. So what we know, according to all reports, is that the soonest we expect something to actually happen is on December 28th. That is Monday. Well, December 28th is a very important day. Here's the reason why. Okay, let me explain kind of what's happening. Remember, this bill was passed by the House and the Senate on December 21st. That was a few days ago. 2 days ago, actually. Okay. Well, according to Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, he said he can start to issue the first round of stimulus checks as soon as the beginning of next week. That's December 28th. By December 29th and by December 30th, we should already be seeing the first wave of stimulus checks going out. But right now with this delay, I'm not saying it's a bad delay because if we see some type of stimulus soon, this isn't going to be extremely difficult on many people. But if it gets delayed until Monday, possibly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, that's not good. That is not good. Right now, we know stimulus checks of $600 will be delayed because the bill has to be signed first. Steve Mnuchin can't just go and start sending out checks. The bill has to be signed first. We also know unemployment benefits for millions of Americans runs out in 3 days, the day after Christmas. So everyone's celebrating Christmas, opening maybe the few presents they have underneath the tree, spending time with absolutely nobody because they can't, we can't have other people from other households in our homes because of this pandemic. And on top of all of that, the federal eviction moratorium expires in just 8 days. And so do student loan deferrals. It expires in 8 days. Now, we do have some updates from some experts that do believe they have the only path forward. The only path forward. I hate to even say that because for me, what I'm about to tell you is not a great option. But according to multiple experts, they are predicting this is the only way forward at this point to actually, and it's actually very simple. It's a very simple option. It is the worst thing for the American people, but It's the easiest option right now for Congress to do. These reports say that the only way forward is if Republicans and Trump can't work together. The only way forward is to pass another continuing resolution bill to keep the government funded for one more month. For one more month. Because Joe Biden takes office in just 28 days. Well, that is unless President Trump gets the election overturned, which is, again, quite possible. He's working on it. He says he has a lot of stuff that's coming out, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, here's the issue. If Congress were to kick the can down the road, which is essentially what they're doing, they're not really agreeing to much. They're just agreeing to, I still want to get paid. I don't want to forfeit, forgive my salary. For Nancy Pelosi, it's like $4,000 a week or something like that she makes. $16,000 to $20,000 per month is what she's making. So she don't want to, give away her income, her salary for the month. So let's just do a continuing resolution so I can continue to get paid. And then we will address everything else when Joe Biden takes office. Okay? Well, but you got to understand, on January 26th, millions of Americans will lose their unemployment benefits. Come January 1st, millions of people can legally be evicted from their homes. There's probably already millions of evictions filed. Eviction hearings have probably already happened. They're just waiting for the sheriff to come in on January 1st, or technically January 1st, be a holiday. I think that's a Friday, so Saturday, Sunday. So January 3rd or 4th is going to be the first Monday. That's probably going to be the day that the sheriff goes around and just kicks everybody out of their homes. It's not going to be a great day. And then on top of that, there's going to be no $600 stimulus check, no rental assistance, food assistance, or even funding for schools. By kicking the can down the road even further and dealing with this problem later, this will hurt the American people a lot. And I don't think Congress really understands this. Yes, many people are saying, like Chuck Schumer said, President Trump, just sign this bill. The American people are hurting. Sign it now, and we will continue to work on additional stimulus. But here's the thing. Just because Chuck Schumer says we're going to continue to work on this doesn't mean Mitch McConnell and Republicans are going to allow a large stimulus package to go through. Mitch McConnell has stated, and he's been very clear, that the next stimulus package will include liability protections. Well, what if Democrats do not agree to the liability protections that Mitch McConnell has put in front of them? Then no stimulus package is passed. Which means everything that Democrats work on, everything that Republicans work on, won't actually get done because liability protections are holding it up. Now, I do feel, as a business owner, I would love to have liability protections. If I had a brick and mortar business where people would come in and could potentially contract the virus, whether it was a worker, whether it was a consumer, I'd like to have that. But then again, we also need state and local government funding. We need more than a $600 stimulus check. There's a lot of stuff we need. So I don't know if I'm 100% optimistic. I don't think I'm really there yet where we are going to have another stimulus package. I don't know. We might, but I just don't know. So this is the most likely option at this point. However, Kevin McCarthy and Lindsey Graham have already stated they will not go against President Trump. They will not go against him being that he already vetoed the NDAA. So they're not going to go against him with the stimulus package and omnibus bill either. They already said this. But there is another option that could happen as well. But it will make it difficult for Congress as they're running out of time. What we know is what Congress could do is they could negotiate certain parts of the NDAA, certain parts of the government funding bill, and certain parts of the stimulus package to both satisfy President Trump and Republicans and get a little bit more for what they want. So this would most likely require Congress to be working today and tomorrow and possibly this weekend to get something done by Monday. But this would allow everybody to get a little bit closer and get exactly what they truly want, or fairly close to it. Republicans want nothing more than to keep the majority in the Senate. And this comes down to the January 5th Georgia Senate runoff. Right now, we are close. We're very close to that January 5th Georgia Senate runoff. And it's a tight race. It's an extremely tight race. This is why this is so complicated right now. And this is why this really complicated matters even more. Because we need to get this stimulus package done. The American people need help. But at the same time, $600 is a slap in the face compared to $2,000. Even compared to $1,200. It's a big slap in the face. Now, I want to read you a quote by Senator Pat Toomey. If you don't remember who this guy is, this is the guy that held up stimulus negotiations for about 1 week, fighting for the federal lending programs to be closed down. So, Pat Toomey said earlier today, I quote, "There are a lot of provisions I don't like. There are provisions that the Democrats don't like. This is what we were able to get to. And my suggestion would be to let's pass this and get this signed. Let's get this into law, and we can have an ongoing discussion about whether there should be additional direct payments or not." Now, I wanted to read this to you because Republicans are pushing to get this package done as quickly as possible due to the fact that the Senate race in Georgia is so tight, and their chances of holding the majority in the Senate at this point falls quite a bit, simply because the stimulus package is pretty much in limbo. Democrats, on the other hand, would like to get this stimulus package done to provide some relief to the American people, but to also get this done before the Biden administration comes in, and now all this debt goes on the Biden administration. So we're still playing politics here. We're still playing this political game between both parties. But right now, Democrats do hope the stimulus package comes before January. If not, they'll be fine to wait until January. Because then, hopefully, based on what Democrats are saying, hopefully they have the majority in the Senate. But as of right now, Republicans look like they will hold at least one seat. So Republicans will still hold the majority. It might only be by 1 or 2 seats, but they will hold the majority. What I can tell you right now is that this entire stimulus package is up in the air. Nobody knows what is going to happen and what direction this is going to take. We went from getting no stimulus check a couple weeks ago to now seeing a $600 stimulus check. And then we went to, no, let's not do a $600 stimulus check. Let's go and do a $1,200 stimulus check. And everybody was on board there. And then it was like, no, we're going to stick to $600. And then President Trump comes out last night and says, no, we need to do a $2,000 stimulus check. And then we hear today, we might not get any stimulus check at all. If this doesn't pass, the stimulus check is part of this bill. If this doesn't pass, we get absolutely nothing. So there's also no rental assistance, no food assistance, no funding for schools, no extension of the federal unemployment benefits, no eviction moratorium extension. And did everybody forget? The reason why this was being pushed to now and not wait until January is because the vaccine came out. And states need funding to get this vaccine distributed. But guess what? Without this bill, there's no distribution funding. So the vaccine, is it going to take even longer? Do we have to go and fly to Michigan to go pick it up and then bring it back and take it? What do we have to do? How do we get this vaccine? We seriously went from Congress being on the top of the world, being on an all-time high for getting a $900 billion stimulus package deal done when everybody said it was impossible. There's no way they could get it done, but they did. We went from there to now they're spinning their wheels. Just days before Christmas, spinning their wheels, trying to figure out what's their next move. That's what we know right now. That's where we're at. So, as always, as I know more, I promise I'm going to share more. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.